Hello everyone, I'm here at Eeriebyss in Erie, Pennsylvania in the mad scramble to get as many haunted houses in the Great Lakes region as I could for the conclusion of the season. I find myself here at a massive half-mile haunted house located in an old warehouse building here in downtown Erie. I'm gonna go in. There's no filming allowed inside due to the very kind staff that run this event that I was in touch with just beforehand. I'm gonna give you a tiny bit of coverage from in this really massive. I have obviously done it already, so I'm gonna give my review at the end. But yeah, let's go check out Eeriebyss. I'll give you an idea of the entrance, the crazy audio in the background, and yeah, we'll give you a review on the way out. Hey Freddy, stuff in my nightmares. There he is.
Let's come follow me out of my laboratory.
We're going out of the laboratory. Welcome to our room of nightmares.
I'm gonna walk in the light. You're all my children now.
Oh, this was... this immediately because I don't want to forget everything, because that was really remarkable. Now, I'm probably going to see some more on the outside. But wow, especially that finale. There's a chainsaw in the background. I don't know what to say. I'll just say right now, that was the best value I've ever had for a haunted house ever. I'll give you more on the way out. You can vote on all the different rooms that they have here as well for your most favorite. Mine is currently second in the voting, which is Freddy 324. Insane Asylum, which I kind of don't even really remember. There's just so much going on. Is in the lead here. There's a monster here. I loved your house. It was fantastic. I'm all done with Eeriebyss, and I just have to say, dollar for dollar, pound for pound, that might be one of the best haunted houses I've ever been in. Now, we have an old school haunt type of experience in a warehouse. It really harkens back to the early days of when these haunts were still put together by independents, and that's what this one is. So hello, Greg, if you're watching, an amazing haunt. You have everything here. I was saying to the organizer that there's nothing in this haunt. If you're afraid of something, it's gonna be in there. There is some old old favorites as far as animatronics are concerned, because you do see some things that are familiar. But that being said, there's just basically what it means is that there's nothing that I don't think I've seen in any other haunted house that's not in this one. It's incredible. 2 stories and a half a mile in total. You think like just small touches, some of the favorite things that I had, because I'm just not going to remember everything. You had this figure that was unfortunately caught in cotton candy that was like my favorite victim, I would say. You have 4 theme rooms, of which when you go through each one, you go upstairs first, and there's lots of spiders, which was like the theme of the very first one, and then you go downstairs into the next, which is like zombies and the occult and all that kind of stuff. But then I'm like, all right, I would probably have been satisfied with that, but then you go upstairs again. Turns out you're only halfway through the experience. I would say it was about 20 to 25 minutes in total. Tons of animatronics. I'm just lost for words about how good that was. The pièce de résistance for myself. Other things that I remembered that, you know, there's just so much that I could talk about. The weird floor as well that like was mushy to the touch when you walked across it. A lot of people didn't like that. Tons of spiders, like no shortage of that. I did mention as well to the owner that the opening felt like a wax museum. It kind of goes to like harkens back to the old dark rides and then gets into some more serious business later on. Lots of rooms with skulls. My favorite actual scare actor was the giant skull actors, like with massive heads and clicking jaws that literally seem to come out of the walls because of all the webbing that they have around them. Fantastic. I could go on forever, but the final room, and one of the things I complain about a lot with haunts is that there's not a real big finale. Well, this one's got it. You go into what is the Chamber of Nightmares. If you remember the Dream Warriors and Nightmare on Elm Street, like there's a lot of homages here that fans of horror are definitely gonna love, because you're going through experiences that you've seen in the movies recreated here. Another thing I gotta mention before I go into that room is like the floor with the creaking floorboards and the original like 100-year-old floor, and the ceiling being like all like that original factory ceiling. More often than not, when you have an exposed ceiling, you don't like that in a haunted house, but here it just made sense, and it was just so atmospheric and eerie. There was just so much going on here. I could go on for literally half an hour. I believe I can arrange a bit more of a walkthrough next year, so look out for another walkthrough here next year from this event, because it's definitely worth it, and I'm certainly interested in coming back. Final room, you meet Freddy and you go through a chamber of nightmares where he actually leads you in a maze through various doors. You keep coming back to the central room. That was so amazing. And then you go into like these side rooms with like individualized nightmares. I could go on forever, and I've got another haunt to do, so I gotta go to Ghost Lake and do that for my 3rd time. That actually was my intention to go there originally, and now here I am finding one of the best haunted houses that I've ever experienced here at Eeriebyss. I gotta wrap it up and go onto the highway 45 minutes south of here to Ghost Lake at Conneaut Lake Park. So if you're ever thinking about doing that event, or vice versa, it's definitely a perfect 2 package. That is if I get it in time. I'm sure I will. But thanks for watching, guys. Definitely don't miss out on this haunt if you're thinking about it. It's incredible. That's Eeriebyss, Erie, Pennsylvania. One of the best I've ever done. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks for dropping in. Don't sleep on this haunt. It's definitely one of the best ones.